ECN Trade Technical Webinar. Good morning, my name is Rob Clayton. Well, after Friday's performance of reaching a high of around 76.12, the market has now failed to sustain those gains. With the break overnight of 75.50, looks for further weakness towards 75.10, with an objective now holding towards 74.05.15. Fresh advances beyond 75.60, 65 should find further supply coming in around 76.20, the recent highs. In essence of what the market has done from yesterday's break is it's re-established the downside potential with a 4-hour oscillator breaking down and a trend coming back in does support further weakness towards that target of 74.05.15. If we get a break at that level, then would reopen the downside to a potential target of 73.5 and even lower. But at this stage, we would have to wait and see if 74.05.15 can break first. Euro, very conservative price action overnight. And the range still holds in a 111.15.30 to resistance of 112.05.10. What should be noted here is the fact that if we get a break beneath that 111.15, then it would reopen the downside to 109.50. However, while intact, still poses further threat towards the upside and looks towards 112.05.10 to 112.80.90 before any likelihood of a turnaround. As I say, the key is at 111.15, and if we get a break there, then that would actually negate the upside and look for further weakness. Dollar yen still holding its ground to the downside. It still looks to a target of 101.20 to 45, which could give further scope to 100 figure to 35, with the resistance now capping around 102.70.80 and further resistance seen around 103.70 should keep the downside intact. Do note, however, that towards the 100 region, the BOJ may intervene because it hasn't sustained longer than 24 hours once it's challenged this region. So it does give suspicion that we may see an intervention around that level and could see a rejection back towards 104. Sterling, weaker overnight after the rejection of 132.90, still looks for the downside objective of 130.25, with the resistance now capping around 132.55 on the day. Gold stretches a little bit higher overnight, but still struggling to reach that target of 1,356, with the objective still holding at 1,364 to 66. In light of the price action in the last 24 hours and also a weaker oscillator coming back into play, does suggest that we should see a move towards 13.45 with the key level at 13.38. Now a break there would actually expose a further weakness towards 13.20. Any advances towards 13.54 to 56 should find supply returning now. Well, oil tried to recover yesterday and ended up posting an outside range day, which may enforce further weakness in the next 24 to 48 hours, with the objective still holding towards 38.5. In light of the low technicals, we could see a rejection from this region and see a recovery back to this down channel around 43.5. So playing from a short side, I will be cautious in case we see a rejection from there. Well, that's a wrap for the day. Thank you very much for listening. And until tomorrow, trade carefully.